Hi everyone, I'm needleminders. This is Flosstube number 146 and I'm here with two very big finishes and I'm very happy about that. I'm going to show those not as first because there was a third project I stitched on this week and I'm going to show you that first so it's out of the way and then I can talk in length about my two finishes. So first is basically my travel stitching, but I did also stitch on it at home because I had my finishes not yesterday evening, a little bit earlier, and therefore I had some stitching time left in the week to stitch on at home. So that's when I stitched on Cinderella Rags Ridges by John Elliott. I'm doing the combined version, but I just have to finish Cinderella in Ridges because Cinderella in Rags I already did last year. So this year it's Cinderella in Ridges. She's big, that's a lot of dress, so it's going to take a while, but I'm very happy with my progress. So let me show you a picture of what it looked like last time here. And this is where I got to. So yeah, as I said, a lot of progress. I'm very happy with that. Yeah, let me show you the whole thing as good as it's possible. So as I said, Cinderella in Rags is already done. I'm going to fold it in half and show you Cinderella in Ridges. So what did I do? I continued stitching from top to bottom, left to right, picking the first symbol that's missing, stitching one length of thread and then moving on, and therefore did a lot in this part over here. Yesterday I actually then decided I want to backstitch because I had a bit of a longer time to stitch on it at home, and I decided I want to do cranny, I want to do beads, I want to do all those things. So I decided to concentrate on her sleeve and hand over here. So I finished the last color in her sleeve, I did all the colors in her hand, and I think one more length of thread down here just so I would be able to backstitch her hand. I did the cranny in here. There's one row of cranny stitches around her belt area. Above here there are going to be beads. On the bottom of the belt it's cranny. So I did that, and it is the same color as those stars. So I did this star, and this star over here with the remaining cranny I had on my needle. I did one length of cranny over here. Not sure if you can see it. It's actually a white cranny, but around here there's cranny as well, and they're going to be beads. I then started backstitching over here, and so up here and on her sleeve and hand until my thread ran out, and then I realized there is one of those gold cranny swirls. It's going to be in here, and I first have to stitch that before I can backstitch. And at that point I realized I was kind of done. I didn't feel like stitching anymore, so I put it away. But I made great progress. I'm now going to continue taking it with me as my travel stitching. I'm going to stitch on it at home for quite a bit probably. I have Norwegian ship under sail. I want to do it about 100 stitches every day on that one. I'll show you my starting point in a second on that one. My goal are about 100 stitches every day, and then I move on to Cinderella in Ridges. So hopefully I will get a lot of progress done, and I have about 15 stitches left until I reach the page break. So to finish all of those stitches, be in the bottom page with all my cotton or DMC stitches, that would be really amazing, and then I can focus on the top on backstitching. There's a lot of cranny backstitching in the dress itself, on all the beads, stuff like that, so that I then just have to concentrate on the bottom half. That would be pretty amazing to get to that point at the end of the week. Not sure that's going to work, but that would be pretty cool. The project is stitched on a 28 count casual linen in the colorway Fog by Pictures Plus. Needleminders from Designs, and I'm stitching 2/2 with all the called for materials and beads and stuff like that. So basically, in Cinderella in ridges, with finishing that hand over here, that means there are 6 DMC colors left for cross stitching and an additional DMC color for back stitching. There are 3 colors of Krennic still in there. I think that blue color is only left for those backstitch stars, but 3 colors of Krennic and 3 colors of beads. So there are the white beads, the gold beads, and the blue beads as there are in her neck area. So yeah, that's quite a lot. I'm just taking the DMC with me to work or whenever I'm out of the house. But yeah, when I'm at home, I can concentrate on Krennic and beads and stuff like that. Hopefully, once again, a lot of progress next week, because she probably will end up being the last project I have to stitch on this year to finish my year end goal, as it was last year, I think, with Cinderella and Rags. And I really, really, really want to finish it this year. It should be possible. I have more than a month left, but I realized it would be really amazing to finish all my goals until the 12th or 13th of December. But still, that's 3 weeks from now, so I should actually be able to finish Cinderella and Ridges. I am hopeful to finish all my projects or goals until that point, because then I can rotate through all my projects till the beginning of Christmas, basically, so till the 23rd or something like that. And then for Christmas and after Christmas, between the years, I can concentrate on Mini Cinderella only and hopefully getting a lot of progress on that one done. So that's kind of the plan. Yeah, let me show you Norwegian ship under sail before I show you my finishes. I did not stitch on this one, but I plan to stitch on it for this week and until I finish my year goal. A bit more than 1,400 stitches, so it's not that much. This is Norwegian Ship Under Sail. It's by Golden Cage. This is the small edition. There is a bigger one, but for me the small one had enough details. With about 100 stitches every day, that means 14 days, 2 weeks. That would get me to the beginning of December. It would be amazing to finish my goal during November, but I'm not sure that's going to be possible. So we'll see about that. Let me show you my starting picture. Or my starting point. So this is Norwegian Ship Under Sail. It is stitched on 18 count antique white Aida. I'm stitching 2/1 full crosses. Needleminder is from Designs. And yeah, I'm finished all of those pages and I'm now stitching on page number 4. I have started the next column. I'm stitching this in columns and yeah, just moving forward on this page over here. As I said, about or a bit more than 1,400 stitches. It would be great to finish that this week. But I don't want to set myself a goal of 200 stitches every day because that's probably too much. Because this project is involved. There are so many colors, so many blended colors, sometimes very, very, very confetti heavy areas. And I just don't want to pressure myself into having to finish this. But it would be amazing to actually finish this. Until I see you next Monday. So yeah, but we'll just see. I'm trying to do as many stitches as possible without getting burned out. Because with this one, that's a real that's a real possibility to burn out with this project because it's just so involved. But yeah, so that's my plans for this week. And now let me show you my finishes. First, let's start with Raven Queen by Mirabilia. Because I stitched on that one first, I actually stitched on that one on Monday and finished it last Monday. So let me show a picture of what it looked like last time here. And this is the finished piece. Yeah, so everything that was missing were the beads on the bottom over here. So as you can see, I did all those bright blue big beads in here and all those black beads on the edge of the dress. And that's everything that's changed since you saw her last. She stitched on a 32 count grey Belfast linen. I stitched 2/2 full crosses with all the called for materials. So there are 3 Karen water lilies, this lighter blue, this darker blue, and the main color in her dress, especially down here. So those black stitches are black thread, but otherwise that's 1 Karen water lilies. And I started her on the 8th of October in 2019 and now finished last week on the 14th of November 2022. So more than 3 years to finish Raven Queen, which should not take that long, but especially that first year, I think I did more or less nothing. And also in 2020, I did not do a lot on her because 2019, I just wanted her started. 2020 was the year of full coverage, so I concentrated a lot on my full coverage pieces, and I think I just wanted to, I don't even remember what my goal was, just a few things in the upper part of the design. Last year was the year of Fancy Ladies, so I wanted to finish the first half, which I did. And this year, year of the oldies, I wanted to finish all my older projects. She is from the year 2019, so she definitely is one of my oldest projects. I started stitching in 2019. And yeah, she's done. I do now have, well, I finished Colorway Mountains as well. So that means I do now have 11 projects left. 1 is non-full coverage, 10 are full coverage projects. Of those 11 projects, 2 are started in 2020. All the other ones are started in 2019. One of the ones started in 2020 is a non-full coverage piece. So basically, I have 9 full coverage pieces, some of them very big, that are started in 2019. So I have a lot of old, and that's all my projects. So I don't have any starts from 2021 because I finished all of those already. And I don't have any starts from 2022 because I did not start anything this year. I think. I'm pretty sure. Maybe, no, I think I did not start anything this year. Saying that, it's a little bit crazy, and especially knowing that a few of those projects I started in 2019 will not get done in the next 10 years. So it's a little bit annoying because I kind of want to keep up to date and be recent with my projects. And that's just not really happening at the moment because of those old full coverage pieces. But I love all those full coverage pieces very much. And I enjoy full coverage stitching, and full coverage just takes way more time than non-full coverage. That's just the way it is. But I kind of think I don't want to start any new full coverage pieces, just so I'll be able to stitch on those I have already and finish those soonish, and with soonish I mean in the next 20 years. And just keep sprinkling those non-full coverage projects in there to have something to do. So that's kind of the plan. But yeah, finished Raven Queen, 1 non-full coverage piece left, which is Cinderella Rex Ridges, which I just showed you, which I want to finish this year. So the plan is to end this year with only full coverage projects and having 10 of those left. So we'll see. It should work out that way, and that's kind of the plan for next year. Then to continue stitching on those. But back to Raven Queen. There are a lot of beads in her. So the border has beads in there. Those red things are beads. Over here there's a lot of krennic, especially the crown area and the neck area. Just so many beads. I don't know if you can see the sparkle. The light is not great, but yeah, a ton of beads. Changes to the design. Well, there were a few unintentional changes. Could call it mistakes, but you can't notice, so I'm fine with that. I think over here or over here I did something wrong. I don't care. Intentional changes to the design. Basically, those ravens both had a French knot, a French knot charted for the eye. I think it was even in black. And if you're watching my channel for a little bit longer, you know I don't do French knots. I can't do them. I'm not able to. I watched a ton of videos. I watched a ton of tips and tricks, and I just can't. Yeah, don't know why. So at first I thought about doing beads as the bird's eyes. And when I was beading in that area, so around here, I just completely forgot to jump over into the bird and do the eye. So I was basically done with the top half and realized I missed those eyes, and I was not feeling like bringing out the beads again. So I decided, well, I do it if I bead somewhere down here. Of course I forgot. And down here I actually remembered. And I realized I don't need those. They look absolutely amazing and perfect the way they are. I don't think I need any beads in there. So I'm fine with that. That's the only intentional change I did to the design. Down here, in those swirlies, with the Karen water lilies, it's a variegated thread, so I tried to stay in those swirlies before I moved on to the next one, just to have the color variation kind of stay the same. So yeah, and that's basically everything I did. She's beautiful. I really, really, really need to start framing my pieces. Because it would be amazing to have her framed and on my wall, maybe behind me. She would fit in this room, so I think I have to do that. So yeah, that's that. And this is my craft room, so it is kind of the plan to have all my cross stitch pieces all over the walls, because I don't want to have it everywhere in my house, but I do want to have it in here. So yeah, I'm just not good at FFOing. I'm kind of good at finishing my projects. There are others that are better, but I'm not super bad at it. But FFOing, like fully finishing stuff, I'm not good at that. I basically have a part here in my storage area that's just full of my finished projects that are not fully finished yet. It's a little bit annoying because I want to have them framed and on my walls. And that's just, for me, I have so much more fun stitching than I have fully finishing stuff that I just rather stitch, and that's what I do there. I really have to start framing stuff. Okay, that was my Raven Queen. And now let's talk about my second big finish, which I'm actually, I don't know which I'm happy about. But the next finish was Colorado Mountains by Golden Kite, and I show a picture of what it looked like last time here. And this is my finish. So yeah, very happy about that. I had 4 columns left over here, which means 2 page finishes, and I finished that. It was pretty straightforward, not a lot of different colors except for those brighter areas, but they were kind of fast in the end as well. And down here, that was a lot of new colors where I only needed 1 stitch, and then move on to the next color, 1 stitch. That was a little bit annoying, but otherwise very happy about that. I finished yesterday on the 20th of November 2022. First, let's get started. This is a 25 count even weave. I stitched 2/1 10 stitch. But initially, on the 1st of May in 2019, it was the first full coverage project I ever started. And back then, I kind of started a few projects on a few different stitch counts with different methods. And for this one, I had another one planned to stitch on 25 count 1/1 full cross, and I had one more planned to stitch on 25 count 2/1 10 stitch. So I decided Colliery Mountains is going to be the project I'm doing 2/1 full crosses. And I started it 2/1 full crosses with the first block, and I hated it. I did not like it. It was way too bulky for me. I did not enjoy that. So I had about 80 stitches up here probably, and I realized that's not going to work. So I ripped it all out and restitched it directly below with 2/1 10 stitch, and I realized I do enjoy that way more. So as I said, I started this on the 1st of May in 2019. The other project, 25 count 2/1 10 stitch, the Jimmy sweep, I started on the 13th of May, so a few days later. And then I realized I need to restart this, and restarted it the beginning of June in 2019. So about a month after I started it, had only 80 stitches and just did not get back to it because I did not enjoy it. I then did 10 stitch. So I ripped it out, ripped the color out, and immediately stitched that color down here in the next block. And I did that with all the colors I had already stitched until I had it restarted. Everything ripped out and everything restitched. Because I stitched this one from a paper pattern. I bought those golden kites back when I was super new to cross stitch. And yeah, I did not know that it would be way smarter to buy PDFs. So I did buy the paper patterns with all 3 of my golden kites actually. So restarting wasn't that easy, but I managed. And yeah, then I stitched basically in columns and diagonal pages. So I stitched every page diagonal by diagonal, and when I had finished a page, so I finished page 1, page 2, and then I moved down here on the diagonal, did page 8, went back up here, page 3, page 9, and then I went back down in the 3rd row, stitched that page over here. And that's the way I moved over here. In the end, I did a bit more than 28,000 stitches this year on this project to manage to finish it. And I'm very happy about that. So yeah, that's my golden kite. Sorry, that's my Colliery Mountains by Golden Kite. Yeah, it looks amazing. It looks really lifelike, really beautiful. Another one I really need to frame. As I said, it's the first full coverage piece I started. It's not the first full coverage piece I finished. I already finished One Heaven and Earth Designs Mini Winter Rose. I think in 2020 I finished that one. Yeah, I finished that one in 2020. And that one's not fully finished yet either. So, well. But yeah, there we go. Very happy with that. It looks amazing. It absolutely looks amazing. Up close, in those darker areas, You can see a little bit of fabric shining through. But from back here, you can't. And that's everything that matters, because no one is going to stand that close in front of it. So yeah, it is a little bit warped. That's because of the 10 stitch. That's just what happens with 10 stitch. And I think I can block it and it will look completely straight and work out. So yeah, those are my 2 finishes. Does it work? Oh, more or less. Yay! In 1 week. That's really amazing. So yeah, very happy about that. Down to 11 whips overall, down to 2 whips that I have to finish my year-end goal on this year in the last bit more than a month. As I said, I'm hoping to finish kind of in the next 2 weeks. That would be amazing. 2 or 3 weeks. Let's say in the next 3 weeks. That would be very amazing, and I would be very happy with that. And I think I'm actually able to do that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Okay, that's it. I hope you enjoyed. By the way, thank you everyone so much for all your very nice comments regarding last week's video and my plans for next year. Thank you very much about that. And yeah, of course, whoever wants to join me for that can join me, and whoever wants to just pick themselves something out, let themselves be inspired, you're very welcome to do that as well. I myself got inspired by other stitches for that rotation. So for example, that stitching in a random order through all my projects before I go back to the top and restart everything, I have from Vani, Thread the Needle. Birthday stitching I stole from Jessie Marie Dustaff. Whipco is obviously Jessie Marie Dustaff's brainchild. The 1,000 stitches on full coverage or on my projects I stole from Stitchin' Mummy, Sarah. She does that at the moment for all her full coverage projects before she moves on, and I think it's a very nice goal. You actually see some progress, but it's not that much time into it. So yeah, I stole bits and pieces everywhere and made my own out of it. So you're very welcome to do the same, and you're also very welcome to just do exactly the same if you like. So yeah, that's that. Yeah, that's my video. Sorry for the awkward pause. I hope you enjoyed, and I will be back next Monday with my next update video, hopefully with another goal finish, but we'll see about that. So yeah, bye!